Sleeves TV. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Hey everybody, I am back to talk about the latest episode of Queen Sugar. If you're new to my channel, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button because I will be here every week talking about the whole season of this show. So let's get into it. Now, Nova and Calvin are going through it in this episode. I mean, it's so crazy because they are so different. They are different colors. And I don't mean in the physical form like black and white. I mean black and blue, if you catch my drift. So he's very upset with her because of the article that she wrote. And he said, that article is causing so many problems on his side of the fence. And he just wants to know, why did you do that? And he asked her, when I told you about Too Sweet and you came down to the hospital, was it already your intentions to write a story about him? And she was like, no, when I seen him laying in that bed and all bloodied and beat up, that led me to write the article. And so they go back and forth, and it's like he understands what Nova is saying, but at the same time, he is a cop and he's a good cop and he knows other good cops. So it's hard for him to really understand fully why she's going so hard on the whole institution of what's going on. And for her, she's upset that he's not seeing her side because she thinks it's so clear. Like, come on. There are so many bad things that are happening to her people in this community that he should be able to see clearly why she's doing what she's doing. That's how she's feeling. And he flat out called her a hypocrite. He was like, okay, you doing all this protesting and, these movements or whatever, but you selling drugs to your own community. Like, tell me, how is that good? How you gonna fix your mouth to talk about the next person when you doing dirt just like the rest of them? And I guess that got all over her. So she was like, you know what? You need to leave. And you need to make sure you leave your key when you leave. And he told her, you know what? I always wondered why you chose me. You being who you are, why you chose me, this white guy who's married. And now I understand why. It's because you never really wanted a serious relationship with me. You were just lonely. And it just hit her. It just made her so mad. So what do y'all think? Do you think that she chose him because of what Calvin said? Or do you think she chose him because she just saw someone that she really liked, and despite all of those things, despite him being married, despite him being white, she wanted to still try to be with him a little bit? Because I mean, you can tell that she don't want to get too close to him. Like, he seems like he's really just trying to be in love with her. He told her he was in love with her, that he loved her. But I've never heard her say that she loved him. But I don't know the reason why for that yet. It has yet to be revealed. But tell me what y'all think about it. What do you think about Nova and Calvin's relationship? I think personally they're gonna get back together. She gonna give him that key back, and they're gonna be knocking boots later. I don't know, but that's just how I feel about it. So Charlie, she goes back to Louisiana because they're going to have this auction and she wants to be there, to kind of get some things for the farm. And before she leaves, she talks to Micah and she tells him that she wants him to go to counseling, and he's like, fine, I'll do it, whatever. And he's also going to have this interview for a new school. So I guess he got completely kicked out of that other school he was going to, which done pissed me off because, come on, he didn't even do nothing. And he got kicked out, but whatever. I guess they just going to roll with the punches. Charlie was just stepping all over herself in this episode. The first thing she did that was stupid, in my opinion, was she went to go see Melina, the girl that supposedly got raped by Davis. But see, here's my thing, y'all. Let me know. At first, I thought it was she got raped by the team. But now it seems like she's saying she got raped by Davis specifically. Wasn't that what it was at the beginning of it? But I don't know. So anyway, she goes to see Melina and she talks to her. And Melina is like, look, you don't know your husband like you think you do. And just because I'm a sex worker doesn't mean that I can't be raped. But Charlie was so condescending to her. She talked down to her so much. And she just dipped up out of there like, please, I know you can be bought. My husband did not do that to you. You need to quit saying that. But Melina was like, but have you ever been raped though? So how you gonna come tell me what I should and shouldn't be doing or feeling or thinking or whatever? Which was right. Tell me what y'all thought about that. Did y'all think Melina had a right to say what she said to her? Do you think Melina really got raped? Tell me what y'all think about that. Do you think Charlie overstepped her boundaries? Because her lawyer sure felt like she did. She was like, girl, that was a dumb thing to do. But okay, now we got to do damage control. So later on in the episode, Melina called her back and she was like, you know what? I do have a price. And you know what that price is? $3 million and a sit down with Davis. Now, see, once again, y'all, I think something done happened. I think Melina is either his permanent mistress or he really did rape her because something is going on there. Like she is clinging so hard onto Davis. Like there's something going on there. And Charlie is gonna look so stupid when it come out. And another thing Charlie did that got on my last nerve was she did not listen. Remy was trying to tell her what to do with that auction. The other guy that was gonna be the farm manager, he was trying to tell her how to bid and stuff, but she let that other man that wanted to buy the farm, I forgot his name, but she let him come in and just get in her head. So she's so competitive. She just want to win. So she just in there spending up money, buying stuff and not really thinking about what she's doing. And Remy looked at her like, see, now you ain't got money to get this tractor. Now what you gonna do? You done went over budget. So what you gonna do? Now you look stupid. So he got up and left. And poor Ralph Angel, he was sitting there just looking at her like, really? We can't. He wanted to get his dad's tractor back. The one that got repossessed because it was sentimental to him. That was his father's tractor. He wanted to get it back, but they weren't able to get it back. But eventually Remy came and he talked to her and he was like, you know what? When I seen kind of how you was going, I went ahead and, arranged some things and I covered your back. You're going to be able to get a tractor, blah, 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 and get everything that you need so that you can start, farming. So Remy looked out for her and had her back. Thank goodness, because if not, she would have just messed up in there. Stop. And you know what? It got on my nerves because she was on Rap Angel's back so hard. You know what I mean? Just like judging him and you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. But at the same time, she can't even do what she's supposed to be doing. First of all, Charlie needs to get her head out of the clouds and bring her nose a little bit down because she be doing the most. Like, girl, calm down. What are you doing? You ain't even got it all together. Just because you a savvy businesswoman don't mean that you understand the farming business. Okay? Yes, I understand you don't went to business school, you got a little MBA, whatever the case may be, but at the same time, when people are trying to show you how to do things, they're trying to give you advice because they've been there and they've done that. You need to learn how to listen. Okay, Charlie? You are not in control of everything all the time. It ain't all about you. Poor Violet, honey. She's just going through it on her job. She got this new little manager that then came in and he's all trying to tell her what she do and don't need to be doing and, just making all of these changes. And it's so crazy because she is an older woman. She's very good at her job. So I know that it's hard for her to take these orders from this number one young person who seems a little out of touch with how things go around there. You know what I mean? He's not really giving her the respect that she needs. So one day she comes home from work and she's pissed, and Nova and Charlie are there. And she's like, "Oh, I done had a bad day." And Nova was like, "Well, I got something for that." So they all sit around and get high, and it was just a real funny moment. And tell me what y'all thought about that moment. How y'all feel about Violet talking about Hollywood's package? Like I was like, "Woo, Violet girl," and that was funny. Tell me what y'all thought about that. And also, two of Violet's friends had showed up, and that guy just embarrassed her. The manager, the young dude, he embarrassed her so bad, and she left and she called Hollywood. Now let's talk about Hollywood. How did y'all feel about finding out that he's married? Well, yeah, they're separated, but this woman is married to him. Yes, they're separated, but she's bipolar and she was in a little institution and he had to come sign for her to get out. Now that just threw me for a loop and I was so mad because look y'all, if you've watched any of my previous episodes, you already know how I feel about Hollywood and Violet. Like that black love, honey. He just loves Violet so much and he's so into her and she's an older woman and he's the younger man and he just wants to take care of her and love her. He makes her feel so secure. And then here we go. with this mess. He got a wife on the side. Well, it's not on the side because he told her straight up, look, me and you are over. It's done. The only reason why we got married and did what we did was so that you could get some insurance to take care of this little bipolar problem that you got. Me and you are over. I told you I needed to move on. You understood that. You said you did. We had an agreement. Okay, this ain't no real marriage. This is just an arrangement. And so, she went all bipolar on him and, started throwing stuff and acting silly, especially after she seen that Violet was calling him. And she was like, who is Vi? So she's a little jealous and she wanted to get back with him a little bit because he's a good man. But he just brushed her off like, no, ma'am. I hope you get to feeling better. I called somebody to come over here and sit with you because she's on suicide watch. And you'll be all right. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Now, I don't think that it's over. I think that old girl is going to be showing up wherever Hollywood is and trying to mess it up between he and Violet. And I hope Violet don't fall for it. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, if he is keeping that from her, if she don't know nothing about that, oh, he need his face ate up. And he might get booted for that, no matter how big his ding ding is. And what y'all think about Ralph Angel getting ripped off? He done worked 40 hours in a week and his check was only for 32 hours. What? Oh, so you just robbing people, huh? And see, that's probably part of a little scam that man is doing because he knows that these ex-cons are not going to cause too much ruckus because, number one, they need that job. So he can just do whatever he wants to with them. But see, I thought he was going to punch old boy in the face. The one that hooked him up with the sugarcane dude. I thought he was going to get him for his cousin selling him that bad sugarcane. But he kept it together, because I was nervous now. I was nervous, y'all. But he kept it together and he was like, you know what? I'm just not going to mess with y'all no more. But that's cool. We good. And so he went on about his business. So then the guy approached him again and he was like, yeah, he be shorting our checks, but you know what? You can make that back. And he basically suggested that Ralph Angel start stealing and taking the product and I guess selling it, whatever it is that they're in that warehouse selling. Get some of it and go make you some money. And I'm thinking, Ralph Angel, you better not do that. But y'all let me know. When Ralph Angel was getting ready to leave to go to the auction, he looked in his little locker and in his bag. Did he take some of that stuff for real? Ralph Angel, come on. Like, man, you don't need to get fired. So what do y'all think he's going to do? Do you think he's going to sell that stuff and get caught? I still ain't forgot about that little convenience store he robbed in the first episode. I feel like that's going to come back and bite him on the butt. Just when he's doing good, he gonna come get picked up for robbing that store. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. So those are the things that happened in this episode. If I forgot anything, please leave it in the comments and we'll keep the conversation going. And I will see you all in the next episode. Okay, bye.